my name is Rohan Shah. I'm a third-year medical student, and I'm your host of The Memoirs. So, just gonna start off a little bit about myself, then after that I'll talk about what this podcast is about, why I started this podcast, and just a little bit about my setup, and then exactly how you guys can get involved in the podcast. So just first, a little bit about myself. I am, as I said before, a third-year medical student. I'm studying here in India. I enjoy playing basketball and I like collecting watches. When I say collecting watches, I don't mean those big names like Rolex, APs and all that. I'm a small-time watch collector, but I just like these as a side hobby and all that. I have a couple good friends. Some of those you guys you'll see a lot on the podcast. So after that, I want to talk a little bit about like why I started this podcast, what inspired me to start this podcast. So for a really long time now, I've wanted to start a podcast, but how that really started was when I was a lot younger. I used to go to Challenger in the US. And over there, I used to compete in these speech competitions, and I really developed a passion for public speaking at that point. And so this is kind of my way of putting myself out there, as well as getting you guys in this podcast and kind of meeting new people. So that was kind of my inspiration behind it. A little bit about my setup here. I'm just in my hostel room. It's really nothing special. I got my desk, got a mic, my good old friend. And then I got like a little board back there of the memoirs, and here I have my beloved bookshelf, which I set up all nice and pretty for you guys. So that's just kind of my little setup. A bit about the name, the memoirs. For those of you who don't know, memoirs is kind of like where you kind of recollect your past thoughts and all that. So this is kind of what I want to do, kind of transitioning into the next part where I talk about how you guys can get involved in this podcast. Is this whole point of this podcast is to get to know you guys. I want you guys to share your hobbies, your passions, your experiences, and some of your stories here on the podcast. You know, because at least for us, like personally in the hostel, me and my friends, as soon as like that clock hits like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, we get all these deep thoughts and all that. And I believe you guys have the same stuff, and I know you can relate to what I'm saying right now. But the thing is, so what I want to do is I want to record those conversations and I want to keep them and post them online. Because I do believe that all of you guys have something interesting to say. All of you guys have some hidden talent, some hidden hobby. If not, you have some experiences or thoughts that you want to share with the rest of us. You know, I know a lot of you guys might feel like people don't care about what you have to say. You have nothing interesting to say. But you know, I don't feel that way. I personally believe that everyone has something interesting to say and something to share, and you can inspire someone else or give someone a new train of thought, you know? So that's kind of the goal of this podcast. I want to get you guys on the seat next to me, and I want to start recording kind of interview style videos where you guys can pick the topic if you want, or I can give it to you if you have interest. And essentially this is fully unscripted. This video also is unscripted. What I want to do is I'll just kind of guide you guys a little bit through leading questions, and I'll just kind of direct the conversation one way, but you guys are solely the ones running this. I want to know what you guys have to say. I want to know what you guys have to share and what your hobbies are. That's kind of the idea of this. If you have interest in hopping on this podcast, do let me know. Send me a message on our Instagram page, which I'll link down in the description and all that. And just because we don't know each other personally, don't think like, oh, I can't be on the podcast, it'll be weird. I personally don't feel that way. I would love to talk to every single one of you guys. And who knows, this could be the start of a new friendship. All right, well, thanks for listening to this video, watching. Stay tuned, we're gonna drop a lot more videos on this. I want all of you guys to subscribe, like the video, and share it, please. It does help us. We're a really small channel at this point, so anything helps. Appreciate you guys. Stay tuned, I'll see you next time.